right. We are here with Sebrina Latimer. Welcome to the Small Business Spotlight. We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Can you start by introducing yourself and just
Absolutely.
giving us a little bit idea of who you are?
Well, my name is Sebrina Latimer. I'm a native to Polk County. I've been here my whole life, and I am in the insurance field. I'm an independent licensed broker, and I love what I do.
Beautiful. How would you describe your business?
My business is centered towards seniors, so I love seniors. I started with a nursing background and I was able to transition that into insurance. So love to help seniors with their Medicare, whether they're turning 65 or they've had Medicare for a while. I would love to be their one-stop shop to take care of it all.
I love that. That's beautiful. What inspired you to start this business?
I'm the only child, and my mom and dad struggled with finding the right health insurance after my dad retired. And my mom had to wait a few years because she didn't work enough quarters because I was the only child and needed my mom. So I saw the struggles with the lack of health insurance. And by the time they were able to get health insurance, they had so many pre existing conditions that couldn't be taken care of. So that really is what got me started.
I love that. Can you share a bit about your background before becoming an insurance agent?
Absolutely. So before being an insurance agent, I worked as a nursing assistant. From there, I went into doing inside sales for places like True Green and Spectrum. So I have a sales background and a nursing background. So I said, why not insurance? It's a little bit of both.
Right. You know exactly what you're doing and what you're talking about too.
Absolutely.
What has been the biggest challenge in starting Insured by Sebrina?
I think the biggest challenge is that there's just so many seniors in Florida. There's so many brokers in Florida, and just gaining that trust that I'm just not another broker out there just trying to gain clients, not for the greatest of good, and just building that trust and finding out organically where to network at and where to meet seniors.
Great. I love that. What makes your business unique compared to other agents in your industry, you would say?
I would say what makes me really unique is that I represent tons of different companies. So not I'm not tied to one. I have different options. And not only do seniors can come to me for their Medicare, but also as far as like their final expense needs. So if they don't have anything planned, and God forbid when that time comes, their family's not going to have to worry about doing a GoFundMe because Sebrina handled their Medicare, Sebrina handled their final expenses.
Love it. What products or services are you excited about or right now or that you're working on right now?
Absolutely. So the products for 2026 going forward, I'm really excited about the new plans for folks. I'm also excited about the new hospital indemnity, which means there's plans out there that if someone goes and gets hospitalized, that plan's paying them cash out of pocket. If someone has an outpatient surgery, they're getting paid for that because they have a hospital plan that's protecting them for that. So that's one of the most exciting ones that I'm excited for this year, along with the new plans, because a lot of people, if they don't have the right type of coverage, they're going to end up spending so much money in medication costs that they're not going to be able to afford it. Because Yasmin, our senior community they don't have a lot of money each month. They really struggle a lot.
I would say is what would you say that is with their social security,
Yes.
disabilities, they're just
So many under $1,000 a month that they receive, and it's like, how do you live off of that?
you don't.
You don't, you know? So people like me are able to go and find, you know, I have to be careful with what I say, of course, with CMS, but a lot of plans may have things like what's called a Part B give back, or someone may have a diabetes need, or they have a need of oxygen. Those plans also give them a grocery card each month because, you know, a certain amount might not go too far, but a pack of meat is a pack of meat when you're hungry.
Right.
And a lot of seniors don't have access to go to the food banks. You know, some live in rural areas, they don't have Meals on Wheels. So they're able to use that food card once a month, store that food, all because they had the right type of agent that's providing them this direction.
Would you say what would you say in being in the industry, in the insurance industry, have you seen other agents take advantage of, our seniors?
Very much so. A lot of people work for call centers that are kind of like wheelhouses. They don't look out for the best needs of clients. And I sadly started at a call center, and I have friends that still work at those. And there's some great agents in the call centers. I'm not trying to be negative, but a lot don't care about the client. They just care about the sell. So what makes me different is I don't have a quota to hit. I get to spend that one-on-one time. I'm able to not be told, you can't call that person back to do retention. No, I'm there. I'm calling every month. I'm calling every 2 weeks. Did Dr. So-and-so approve that claim you needed? You're going to keep hearing from me. It doesn't stop at the enrollment.
I love it. I love that you're persistent. You're
Absolutely.
consistent. You're persistent. It really shows that you really care versus like you said, just hitting a quota
Absolutely.
and just to collect the paycheck at the end of the day. Like they don't really care. You genuinely care about
Absolutely.
providing the proper health insurance for our seniors. I love
Yes.
that. What has been your proudest moment as a business owner so far?
I think my proudest moment as a business owner so far is being invited to a local senior club. We were able to provide lunch and educational information to them. And I was just so proud to start off with actually volunteering as a kid at that community center to coming in as a business owner and providing a lunch and learn and that valuable information. And it really was needed for them.
I love it. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start their own business or is new in insurance and doesn't know where to start?
I would definitely tell them to research, go online, get involved in these Medicare groups, get involved in anything you can with YouTube. It's your friend. Watch videos, practice, study. Get out in the community, network organically. Don't be afraid to talk to people. If you're at the grocery store, talk to people.
I definitely agree with that. Especially in this, a lot of people, they get nervous or at the moment that someone says no, they just immediately, oh, like I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Find out why they said no.
It takes a lot of courage to continue going when you don't see any results in
Oh, yeah.
return, right? So I definitely admire that about you,
Thank you
especially
so
in
much.
insurance. It's not easy.
It's not.
So thank you for doing what you do for our
Of
community.
course, I love it.
What keeps you motivated on those tough days, on those hard days where you just don't even want to?
Yeah. That's definitely natural as an agent, and the hard days do come. And really, what makes me continue is knowing that if they didn't have me, they wouldn't have the ability to go to the doctor. I'm calling the company, whether it be United Healthcare, Aetna, and I'm saying so and so needs to be picked up on this date. They have a doctor's appointment because seniors start having some memory troubles there, and they may forget that doctor's appointment. But if they have an agent that's scheduling that for them, being their advocate because they don't have family around, knowing that if I'm not there to schedule these appointments or be there for them to make sure that their medications are going to be covered, who else do they have?
Right, and that's beautiful. You're pretty much their voice
Definitely.
when nobody else is.
Exactly.
I love that. That means that's very beautiful. I love that.
Thank you.
Who has been your biggest source of support? This is my favorite question.
Yeah, so I'm very blessed to have an amazing husband that is my behind the scenes, business partner. He makes sure that everything, whether it be at home or behind the scenes of the websites or just making sure my calendar's scheduled right, is good. He has been my number one supporter other than my parents. Of course, I'm so blessed to still have them here with me, but I would say my parents and my husband.
Right. So what would you say when you brought the idea to your husband? What was his first reaction? Like, babe, this is what I want to do.
Right.
What was his reaction?
Well, I know you can do it, so when are you going to start?
I love it.
I was like, okay,
That's a
do
good
it
man
then.
right there.
Yes.
That is
So
a good man
blessed.
right there. I love that. I think having support from our spouses is like it's
It
huge.
is.
Not everybody has that. I feel like sometimes when we have an idea or we go to our spouse or our husband or wife, a lot of times from what I've heard is, oh, do you really want to do that?
Yeah.
Do you have the time?
Right.
Like, there's other people out there doing it. You may fail. Versus, I believe in you. Let's do it.
Right.
It may not work, or we may have days where nothing's working, but we're gonna push on.
Yes.
Whatever ideas you have, let's do it.
That's a must for sure.
I think that support from our spouses and husbands and wives is huge.
If you don't have the support, you're not going to succeed.
100%, I agree. And I feel it's really hard sometimes to find that kind of support of people to have in your corner.
Definitely.
So you're very blessed to have your
Thank
husband.
you.
So what advice would you give for people, or what's one message you can give for the audience watching who wants to start a small business? Not per se insurance, but just a small business, because starting a small business is not easy.
Definitely.
You know, especially someone who is working a 9 to 5 job and they just want to quit because that's a guaranteed paycheck.
Right.
You know, so what advice would you give to someone who wants to just quit their job and just completely go to start a business?
Well, I would hope that you would have a good support system, whether it be a husband or a partner. But if you don't have savings put back, have a few months of your bill, taken care of. That way you could really focus because it takes money to make money in this field. It really does, whether that be marketing or however may be. So definitely have that put back and just be ready to, learn. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Be everything to someone.
I love that.
You know, you can't just go and want to just sell plans. If you're not in it for the right reason, don't get in it.
Right. You have to, your heart has to be in it.
Absolutely.
I love that. So, Sebrina, tell us where people can find you, where our audience can find you on social media.
Absolutely. Because I have the, ability to be mobile, I come to you, whether that be in person or if you're in a nursing home. But my website is insuredbysebrina.com. That's INSURDBYSEBRINA.com. My other website that I've been working on with my husband to provide all the resources seniors can find in Polk County is polkcountymedicarehelp.org. And my phone number that you can always call. My seniors call me and text me actually all times of the night, but we're getting some boundaries there. But I want to always be the one they can call because they may have forgotten that they had an appointment tomorrow. I'm able to get something expedited, whether that be helping them get an Uber scheduled or what it may be. But my number is 863-255-3858.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
It's really beautiful. It's really inspirational.
Thank you.
There's not a lot of people in the community that take their time to help others the way that you do, and especially the elderly.
Yes, I love the elderly.
I feel like they're
them.
seen overlooked a lot just because
Too much.
they're seniors, and so really appreciate what you are doing for the community.
Thank you so much. It's, they were here a long time and they deserve to be cared for and looked after because, if they're children or some don't even have children, if they're busy and they're working, make sure that they're taken care of.
Where do you want to see Insured by Sebrina? Let's say, what's your goal to where you want to be? Like, let's say, their 5-year goal. Where do you want to be in 5 years with Insured by Sebrina?
I would love to open some satellite offices. I want to be brick and mortar as well here in Polk County, but I want to really find the perfect spot because a lot of people can't be mobile. They're in wheelchairs, and I've looked at a lot of offices and they're just not handicap accessible. The parking would be 2 miles away and the ramp is there, but I've seen it firsthand with my mom and dad. So it's really about finding the right office and having, a team of agents under me that I'm able to train the correct way, to know that they're in it for the right reason, to know that they're not helping take care of people for the wrong reason, for sure. That happens too often.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, again, thank you for coming onto our series and our first episode, and we're so excited.
Me too. I really appreciate you having me and letting me talk to the senior community.
Of course. And this is our way of giving back to the community. We want to hear from all the small businesses in the community because we ourselves started small.
Absolutely.
We started in the corner of our bedroom. So now we have this studio that we can actually, come to and have guests come to and just talk to them and speak with them and hear their stories and hear their struggles and their accomplishments. And somehow, hopefully, this can impact the community and bring small businesses together and just to highlight and spotlight that it's not easy.
Right.
It is.
Keep growing.
You have to keep growing. You have to keep pushing. And keep going when people tell you, oh, you're not going to make it. You're not going to do it. It's hard. This person's doing it.
Let that drive you even better.
Right? It's just that motivation to keep on going.
Definitely.
Definitely. I love it. Well, Sebrina, again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
we look forward to seeing you.
Yes.
And hopefully working with you in the future.
I love it. It's so comfortable here. Any small business should definitely come.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to work with Yasmin. The studio is so comfortable. I'm relaxed. I'm not nervous. This was my first podcast. And after you see it, let me know if you thought it was the first one.